In the first episode of Barry Season 2, Barry's trying to plead with the class that they go on with their play without Gene.
I think just Gene needs a little time to relax and collect himself, and so until then, I'll direct.
Sally tries to talk some sense into Barry, but he won't let go of the idea that the show must go on, even though Gene is devastated that the love of his life has just gone missing. NoHo Hank, now crime boss after Goran's death, has teamed up with the Bolivians, and has become close friends with Cristobal, the leader of the Bolivian operation in LA.
Yo, bro. In short, the LA operation is going super great. Now, I know there is still some small reservation about teaming up with traditional enemies, the Bolivians, but worry not, Batir, they are wonderful dudes. Cristobal, their leader, is Guru Mensch of highest order, like baby Tony Robbins, teaching us all the powerful way of getting shit done and ruling the world while being totally chill. In finishing, let's be cool about the Bolivians.
When the leader of Hank's rival international gang, the Burmese Mafia, comes to join forces with their Chechen Bolivian operation, Hank gets jealous, since it takes away from the attention Cristobal was giving to him. Hank shows up to Barry's new job at Lululemon and tells him that he needs his help killing Esther, leader of the Burmese crime family.
Family will kill me.
I don't fucking care. Now get out of here. Fucking idiot.
Gene comes down to the theater and shuts down the show. Gene tells the students that he will be shutting down the class, and Barry pleads with him to stay. Mr. Kusno asks Barry to explain his first kill in war because that's what it would be like for him talking about Janice with the class. Barry takes him up on that challenge, and he opens up to the class, telling them about his first kill in Afghanistan. NoHo Hank waits for Barry's acting class to get over and demands that he does the hit on Esther.
Called me an idiot today. Me, the guy who, when Goran was coming to kill you, told you to get out of the Dodge. I'm not asking you to do this hit. I'm telling you. So you're doing this. Because if you do not, I tell Goran's family who really killed him. And this place, and all of your friends, they go bye-bye.
The cops find Fuchs' tooth at the scene of the botched crime after he gets caught at the scene of a hit he tried to organize without Barry. Detective Loach hears about the tooth and sees a connection between Barry and Fuchs when he realizes they both hail from Cleveland, Ohio. Detective Loach shows up in Cleveland, Ohio to ask Fuchs a few questions.
So, Mr. Fuchs, I have your tooth at the scene of a quadruple homicide. Hey, do you know this guy?
That a guy? Looks kind of gender liquid to me.
I care about who killed my partner, Detective Janice Moss. And I think this guy might have had something to do with it.
Barry's about to take out the Burmese leader of the trap house / monastery, but memories of his first kill in Afghanistan that he just dredged up in Mr. Kusno's class come flooding back, making it hard for him to pull the trigger when he's got his mark Esther in his sights. The Buddhist gangsters follow Barry out to the street and shoot up his car. Barry gets out of the vehicle and runs off. Fuchs shows back up in LA with Detective Loach, and when he tries to talk to Barry, Barry tells him to fuck off.
I can get him. Just give me another shot.
Cristobal decides to have Esther and some of her men stay with them at the stash house, since things are not safe at the monastery since Barry's attack.
What a dirtbag would attack you at a holy place and fail.
Or maybe it was coordinated drone attack?
White boy in a Lululemon tracksuit.
Get area dog maybe? Couple beanbag chairs?
We have to kill Barry.
Sally Skypes her friend from her hometown to talk about what happened the night she left her ex-husband Sam, but her memory of the event differs from her friend's. When Barry is hanging out with Sally at his house, Hank and one of his men take shots at him through his bedroom window. They miss Barry, but Barry hits Hank's shooter in the arm. He's about to shoot Hank in the head, but he can't go through with it.
Fuck!
Oh my god.
Fuck!
Oh my god, that was so scary.
What if I train your guys?
They already have physical trainer. They have like 3.
Not at a gym. I'm talking about, I'm a Marine, all right? I could teach him how to shoot, combat skills. I don't have to kill any more, get paid.
We turn these pumpkins into Cinderellas overnight, huh? We could take over Burmese Mafia, go back to 50-50 with Cristobal.
Or you just take the whole thing for yourself.
50-50 with Cristobal. Like the the sound of that.
After Barry snaps on Sally because of how Gene and Sally were pushing him to be abusive, he was playing the part of Sally's abusive ex-husband. That very same abusive ex-husband, Sam, shows up in the parking lot. Barry and Sally go out to dinner with Sam, and he tells her he heard that she's doing a play about the night she left. Sally breaks down after she admits to Barry that her marriage didn't end in the empowering way she wrote in her script. Barry tells her that she should still play it the way she wrote it. Sam comes by and watches Sally rehearse the scene about his abuse.
I have a family. This could completely fuck up my life. She's lucky I don't get my lawyer involved.
That's your problem, not mine. Go.
Don't forget, I fucked her first.
Barry goes to Sam's hotel to put a bullet in his head, but Sally is already there talking to Sam. When he's about to break into Sam's room, Sally comes running out. Barry's upset and calls Fuchs, and Fuchs tells him not to contact him anymore. So Barry goes to talk to Gene and tells him what really happened during the war, when he kicked in an innocent man's door and shot him full of lead in front of his wife.
Who else did you tell this story to?
In class, no one.
Good. So here's my advice. You never tell that story again as long as you live, because basically, you killed somebody and you got away with it.
After Barry's conversation with Gene, Barry goes to Fuchs' hotel and mentions the crimes he's committed. Detective Loach comes in. Finally, he's got Barry's admission of guilt. But right as all seems lost for old Barry Berkman, Loach explains that he will give him a get-out-of-jail-free card if he kills the guy named Ronnie, who his wife left him for. Barry goes to Ronnie's house and tells him that he was hired by Detective Loach but wants to help him escape to Chicago. Instead of taking that option to hide out in Chicago for a year, Ronnie decides to use his black belt and taekwondo skills to try and kick the shit out of Barry. It's going pretty good for the karate master until Barry throat punches him in the neck. And even with a broken windpipe, he still puts up a damn good fight. When Barry is about to leave the dead taekwondo master, his daughter comes home who seems to have been trained in martial arts by her father and attacks Barry. After she finds her father dead, she then runs off. When Barry tells Fuchs about the little girl, he tells Barry that they have to take care of her. Somehow Ronnie is still alive, and just so happens to run into Barry at the supermarket and tries to fight him again, still gasping for air from Barry's throat punch earlier. Detective Loach comes into the grocery store and shoots Ronnie, but Ronnie gets back up one more time and spin kicks Detective Loach to death. When the rest of the cops arrive on the scene, all they see is Ronnie, and they light him the fuck up, giving Barry a chance to get away. After Barry gets rid of all of Detective Loach's incriminating evidence, he tells Fuchs they are done.
I can't work with you anymore, man.
Oh, Jesus Christ, not this thing again. Why? Why? What have I done? Name me one thing I've done.
You wore a wire.
I wore what?
Come on, man. I mean, you know what you did, man.
Look, there is no way you can negotiate a piece of Hank's heroin without
Hank's
me.
heroin? I don't give a shit about that. See, this is what I'm talking about. You don't fucking know me. Mr. Kusno, he understands me, okay? He accepts me.
Did you tell him you killed his girlfriend?
That never needs to come up.
Fuchs goes to Mr. Kusno's lake place and starts to look for Agent Moss's body. After Fuchs goes barreling down a steep hill into a muddy stream, he finds Agent Janice Moss's car.
I got you! I got you, Barry, you motherfucker!
Barry's training pays off for the Chechens after Cristobal and Esther load them on a school bus and drive them to the middle of nowhere and try to start the bus on fire. It seems that all is lost for Hank and his men, but the Chechens use the skills Barry taught them to escape the bus, forcing Esther to retreat. When Hank thought they were going to die, he confessed to the men he is not really the hardened criminal he portrays, but a big fake, and his men lose all respect for him and stop listening to him. Fuchs poses as a private detective named Kenneth Goulet and leads Kusno to the scene of the crime and then calls the cops.
Report the body of Detective Janice Moss.
While Fuchs is leaving the crime scene, Barry is just getting there. The police bring Barry in for questioning, and he tells them he went there because of the call he got from Kusno when he was with Kenneth Goulet.
You know what I thought the first time I met you? I thought, wow, this Barry guy really cares about his teacher. You were almost protective of him.
We're not making this Goulet guy up.
I want to believe you. There's no evidence to suggest that anyone was up in the woods with you other than your teacher. You're free to go.
Can I see Mr. Kusno?
Oh no, we think he killed his girlfriend, so he's staying here with us.
Police decide to let Cousineau go after they find the Chechen pin Barry put in Moss's car that translate to debt paid. Barry gets a text from NoHo Hank saying Fuchs is with them, and Barry completely loses his shit at the monastery looking for Fuchs. He kills everyone that crosses his path, but Fuchs gets away. When Gene gets home from jail, he remembers what Fuchs whispered in his ear when they were out in the woods.
Barry,